that the person is saying, I know that the 2007-2009 recession was caused by a fall in aggregate demand, which is not the case. There was actually an increase in aggregate demand during the recession, especially in 2007 through 2008. There was an increase in aggregate demand, but the real cause of the recession was the huge decrease in short-run aggregate supply, which was followed by a huge decrease in also long-run aggregate supply. So here we have our axes. Here is real GDP on our x-axis. On our y-axis, we are going to put price level. So here we have, this is our aggregate demand, and this is 07. Then here we have short-run aggregate supply in 07, and then we have our long-run aggregate supply in 07 as well. So the cause of the recession was a huge leftward shift in long-run and short-run aggregate supply, and it was the same size shift. So this is the long-run aggregate supply in 08, and this was the short-run aggregate supply in 08. So this was our initial price level. So price level 07. Now, when we had that shift, there was an increase in the aggregate demand, but it was just a very small increase in aggregate demand that could not compensate for any shift in the long run or short run aggregate supply curve. So this is the aggregate demand in 08. So as you can see, we have aggregate demand, then we have the short run aggregate supply curve. So this is our price level in 08. So when the person says the prices of most products definitely increased between 2007 and 2008, that is true. And inflation also did increase. Inflation and price level are correlated. So if there is an increase in the price level, there is an increase in inflation. So the error this person had was that the recession was caused by a fall in aggregate demand, which it was not. And that is the end of the question.